I think when it comes to Jimmy G, that relationship between Jimmy and Kyle was damaged probably after the Super Bowl, not
Yes.
after his injuries. Because the reason
Yes.
is now, when if you take any quarterback who was successful or not successful, they always want to be the number one quarterback. Steve Young
Right.
was the eighth in the depth chart at BYU, but
Yes.
he still wanted the starting job. Tom Brady got the job, never gave back. Brett Favre, anyone, they don't give the job away. They don't want, they hate it when the backup quarterback comes and throw a touchdown pass, because not because they are bad human beings or bad people. That's because of the competitiveness. They don't
Right.
want to give it away even for a single play. That's how it is played out. But why did not Jimmy come out and play? So that's a big question mark. I think he just kind of preserved himself, tried to play
Yeah.
it safe, hoping that 49ers would
Trade.
eventually trade him or
Yeah. Yeah.
make it out from Santa Clara. That's the only kind of the thing that makes sense to me, why Jimmy was so reluctant to play. I know he was injured, but I think if it was up to another quarterback, he would have played. What
I
do you
think
think?
that it's possible too that like Jimmy was worried the Niners might cut him, and if they cut him and he had gone out and played poorly again, then his value as a free agent would go down. So instead
Yes,
of going out and putting more bad film out there, just say I'm still hurt. I was hurt the whole time.
yes,
My value is a mystery because you haven't seen me in a while, as opposed to the last impression you had, which was 2 months ago, was me
yes,
stinking it up on the field after rehabilitating and saying I felt better. That's not good.
yes. I
That's a
think,
disaster. Yeah.
yeah. Only other thing contributed to that factor might be he didn't have a real competition, because he knows in his heart Mullins and CJ Beathard will not.
We're never there to push him. There was
Yes,
never, yeah. And now they have someone, they have his replacement there. So
yes,
just like the Patriots brought in Tom Brady's replacement, what are you going to do, Jimmy? How are you
yes.
going to respond? Are you going to respond the way Brady and Rodgers did? Or are you going to go out like we expect you to?
Yes, exactly. So I think
Yeah.
that's the thing about that injury situation. And one other thing is, like, I really like the draft what we did, because it feels like they took the theory, control what you can, forget about what you cannot. That's why they took a quarterback, then running backs, because we need healthy running backs. Even though, yes, they are still, I don't think any team, probably other than Tampa Bay or Chiefs, are like 100% perfect. Every team has its own flaws, strengths, but I think 49ers are in a good situation after this draft, because they were kind of like finally fed up,
Mhm.
catching up with injuries and everything. So basically, they were just covering up for injuries during this draft. So that's what my take on the draft.
I mean, you could argue the Niners running back room really needed an upgrade. The previous caller was saying two running backs is too much. Maybe you don't need to draft two running backs, but I've watched Elijah Mitchell. I've watched Trey Sermon. I really like Trey Sermon. I'm on Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, and think about this. Even Debo, we were using him as a running back most of the time,
Yes,
right? So when Debo gets injured, now we are totally in trouble. So that's why we need good strength.
it's true.
This is
Yeah,
our
that
game.
guy's like half a running back for the team, and he was out. Yeah,
Yes,
it's a run first team, and that was
yes,
down to Jarek McKinnon for a lot less.
yes.
That's a
So
big reason they were losing. Yeah.
yes, that's why they needed good running
Like
backs.
honestly, if they had not had Jimmy, but they had 16 games of Debo, Raheem Mostert, and Jeff Wilson Jr.,
Yes,
Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, these guys might have won games. I
exactly.
mean, being banged up at the running back position was just as detrimental last year as losing Jimmy.
Yes, exactly.